Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views with me, Salailo Makwidiri, right here on your home of humanitarian journalism. The time is 9 minutes before the top of the hour, 9 Central African time. And we're going to be switching gears now to focus on Sudan, one of the most pressing issues of the continent that's been going on for some time now. And I think it's after more than, 2 years of relentless civil war, Sudan's military says it has achieved a symbolic and strategic victory, declaring Khartoum, the capital, that state completely free of the Rapid Support Forces, or the RSF as they're commonly known. This comes after a fierce fighting and in and around the capital, where scenes of devastation, displacement, and drone warfare have defined the conflict. But we ask the question: what does this declaration really mean for the future of Sudan? Is this a turning point of some sort, or just another chapter in a war still raging across Darfur? And joining us now is Hassan Abdelrahman, a seasoned journalist specializing in Afro and Arab politics. Sudanese humanitarian affairs, who's going to be assisting us make sense of this latest development. Brother Hassan, assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us, and welcome to Salam Media.
Wa alaikum salam. I am very honored to be here with you, just to shed some focus on the humanitarian crisis, which is always been a concern, but it is not that concern for the world. You know, the world now has many conflicts all over the world. That's why they don't give the Sudanese humanitarian crisis that much of care.
And that's
This is one of the biggest problems that the war in Sudan became considered as the very baddest humanitarian crisis. But people in the international community, they don't have that time to think about Sudan. Sudan is not affecting the world politics too much that they have to exhaust time with it. So now the only concern that is the suffering of the ordinary people, the people who are displaced from their homes, the people who are forced to leave their community, to leave their neighborhood, to leave their lives, their schooling, their even their relatives. Some of them, they don't know where are their relatives. Some of them put some media on the social media to tell that I am here. Please tell my parents that I am here, like that. So Khartoum is getting back, yes, but many challenges now is facing us, the people who are concerning about the humanitarian issues, because Khartoum, yes, it is back, but we have many issues. We don't have water supplies in more than 70% of the capital. Do you imagine that? And when you think about water supply, that means the people will go to take the water from the river Nile. And that's why now we are seeing the levels of the cholera disease. You know, now the cholera is affecting Khartoum. We have about 5,000 cases, and some of them are about some of 200 or something that are very dangerous state. So when people go to the river Nile to take their water, to drink water from the river Nile, this is very terrible. This is a very big challenge that now the local authorities are working hard to solve the water supply. And actually, there is another issue: the electricity. Some parts of Khartoum is still since the restoration of Khartoum, some parts of Khartoum, in some parts there is no electricity until now. People now are using their own Now, on efforts, they are paying too much effort to bring the solar energy cells, for example, to make their very normal necessities. Some of them are bringing their own gas to just to help themselves to do some livelihood issues every day. So the capital, yes, it is back, but the challenges are very huge, and the local authorities now running up and down, right and left, only to put the main services activated and restored. And there is another challenge, very big challenge in Khartoum also. There are many explosive parts, something like bullets, like small bombs, like that. About 5,000 of pieces now until now collected from all parts of Khartoum. So we need to collect all these explosives before the people come, all of them, because Khartoum population, the actual population of Khartoum is about 8 million. Look, 8 million people. If they come back and the services are not available, the services are still not in use very well. So that means you will not find water for this number of people. You will not find electricity for this number of people, and you will have many explosives all over the part of Khartoum, the capital. So now the efforts are very hard. All the people, even the locals, I mean the younger people and even the agers, all of them are working hard to restore the life. Now the issue is how to restore the life and make it natural life of Khartoum before the war. This is a very big challenge now. If we consider it, we will see that Khartoum is back, but Khartoum needs so much things to be back into life.
Mm, I want to touch a bit on Khartoum, Prof, and why that area in Sudan in particular has been such a critical and symbolic battleground in this conflict. What does Khartoum represent in the greater scheme of things when it comes to the Sudanese civil war?
Khartoum is the collecting body of all the people of Sudan. When I tell you that Khartoum population is about 8 million people, that means it is the majority of the population of Sudan are in Khartoum, and the other population are distributed in the other parts of the country. Khartoum is symbolic, yes, but symbolic is not enough. It is it is the place of all the services because before the war, there was a problem, big problem in Khartoum, is that everything was in Khartoum. The, 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 the political bodies, the civil bodies, even the biggest hospitals, and even the medical supply uh, restores, stores, and everything was based in Khartoum. This is one of the biggest problems that all the people in Sudan faced, and they bite their fingers every day because they regret it. They regret why we put everything in Khartoum. This was a very wrong context to put everything in one basket. So when Khartoum uh, got absent, life got absent as well in all Sudan, because all the bodies, like the health bodies, even all the ministries which are uh, providing the daily needs of all the Sudanese are all in Khartoum. Even even the passport passport factory was in Khartoum. Even the so it is important from this side. If we can speak about this side, it is very important because all the services was based in Khartoum before the war. After the war, people they consider that why we put everything in one basket? Why why we put all the ministries on only 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers? All the ministries like the Foreign Affairs Ministry, the Interior Ministry, the Health Ministry, even the Forest Ministry, even Telecommunication Ministry. If you see all these government authorities are based in 2 or 3 kilometers. All of these. This made big problem to the Sudanese people after the war. And even the other symbol of Khartoum is the Republican Palace. Republican Palace is a very historic symbol of Sudan independence. People consider the Republican Palace things and all the effort done in Khartoum before the Republican Palace is freed is an issue, and after the Republican Palace freed, the issues are very different because this means so much for the people of Sudan that the Republican Palace, which is very, very deep in history, and there are we even we have been taught, and even our kids have been taught about the Sudan history and the symbolic effect of the Christian, I mean the Republican Palace. So the Republican Palace is one of the important places in Khartoum. And if we consider all these and consider that the people, the factories of all things in Sudan were based about 90% of the products of Sudan were manufactured in Khartoum. Khartoum was the place for all the factories and was feeding all the parts of Sudan with products like sugar, like wheat, like the agricultural stuff, and everything was being done in Sudan. But now things are much better. People consider all these issues. They put some factories in eastern Sudan, some factories in northern Sudan, some factories in south Sudan. They try to put even the medical supply stores in some parts in Sudan just to help the people and to help them, the hospitals to have their products easily, to have the medicines easily. So now people consider that symbolic Khartoum was very important, yes, but it has to be only symbolic. It doesn't have to be Khartoum, the place where everything was based in. Now
Mhm.
things are distributed everywhere. Distributed the factories, distributed in all the parts of Sudan. Even there is a passport factory in northern Sudan and another factory in eastern Sudan in Red Sea State. This is just to help the people that wherever you are, you can have your services easily as a human being, as a Sudanese national.
Mm.
Now this is the symbolic issue or symbolic impact of Sudan, of Khartoum, the capital.
No, definitely. Prof, what do Sudanese civilians want at this stage of the war? Do they still have faith in any of the armed actors claiming to represent them, or they are at a place where they just want peace? They want life to return back to normal. Those that have been exiled and have immigrated to other countries, which also, the countries around Sudan. I think one thing that's interesting for me is they are also not doing that well. They had to hold the extra pressure of having Sudanese immigrants, while internally most of them are not stable or are not doing well economically. So for Sudanese civilians, the normal men and women of Sudan, what are they saying at this stage? What are they demanding or asking for at this stage of the war?
The return, home return. The home return is the biggest problem now, because even if some parts of Sudan are not secured enough, but people are back now. If we can mention an approximate number, now, since there are some parts of Sudan in central Sudan, like Al state, like Sinai state, like parts of Khartoum. After all these places are back, we have about 1,600,000 people got back to Sudan, not because they are suffering in the country that they were having refuge in. No, this is one of the issues. Of course, when you are displaced, when you go to another country, however the hospitality that you receive in that country, you will suffer. You will suffer from the daily issues. How to provide food, how to provide medicine, especially for the agers, because the Sudanese families are very connected to each other. For example, if I want to go outside the country to flee the war and the conflict in the nearby places, I will not leave my mother, I will not leave my grandmother, I will not leave even my cousins, all these people who are in need to my assistance. I take them with me, even if I don't have that money to cover all these expenses. That's one of the issues that complicated the issue, is that the people, when they travel and when they leave the country to go outside and find refuge in the neighboring countries, for example, they don't go only by themselves. They take with them their relatives, they take with them their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, like that. And they take them with them, and especially the agers. The agers are very costing because they need medicine, they need special care. That countries, maybe they help you in some issues, but they cannot provide all the services, the health services to you and to their people. For that countries also they have their concerns. This is one of the biggest problem now. How to get back home,
Mm,
and
mm,
even the safety of the place, even the level, if the level of the security is not reaching the 100% safety and security, we will come back, even if the level is not exceeding or not over 70% or 60%. It is enough for us. Yesterday, I was speaking to a family that I know. They are now staying in Port Sudan. They said to me, "We are going back to the capital, because even to live in another part of Sudan, you need to pay. You need to pay to rent,
mm,
to lease a house, big house for all the family, for all the relatives, to put them all together in one house, and to go in the morning to bring them their food stuff every morning and to bring them their medicine. So it is better to save the money that I pay for the leasing and come back home. And yes, even the homes suffer too much looting, and they don't find everything available at home when they get back, because of course looters took everything, even the very small pieces of in that homes are being taken by some looters who took them. They don't care that These people who will get back sooner or later, they will not find all these things. They now they have to go back and we start to build a home all over again and to build a life and to make it normal as much as possible. You have to make the life normal, otherwise you cannot survive. When you go and stay in another place like the neighboring countries or even the neighboring Sudanese states, you cannot cover the expenses of this. So it is better for them to come back. Now all they want to go to come back. All the concern is to come back. The Sudanese people, they want to come back. They want to come back home. They want to make the life normal as much as possible. They want to feel that their kids, their children are coming back home and going back to the schools and restoring their future, because they know most of the children of Sudan are absent from schools for 2 years. Now, yes, after the development of the security, some parts of Sudan now are witnessing a return of the schools and return of the children to the schools, and some exams are being done very well. So now the issue is how to come back and how to bring life into normal and how to put back their children and their kids onto the track of the future. If they are absent for 2 years, that will affect them too much. But everyone now is suffering. Even the people who stayed in another safe states, they didn't find regular school. This is one of the biggest issue. And now also the medical services in Khartoum and in the other parts of Sudan also are suffering too much because there were big stores in Khartoum. These stores you can put the medicine for 1 year, for 2 years. You can restore it there, and then you can take from it to send to this state or that state. This situation also is absent now. Situation is very complicated in regard to the medical services. So now just we have some very good initiatives from some countries that are providing to us some medical equipment to compensate to compensate and restore the services back. And some countries also are even from India, from Indonesia, from Saudi Arabia, from Kuwait, from Turkey. All these countries are helping now to provide some medical from Qatar as well. All these countries are helping in providing some medical supply, and even the Ministry of Health is challenging so many obstacles, but
Mm, mm.
they are
Prof,
working.
Mr. Hassan, let me just stop you there. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it here for now. I think you gave us more than enough regarding this situation, and I'm sure we'll definitely be catching up in the not so distant future, just to see, what's the situation going to be like now. That well, Khartoum is free at last. After the Sudanese army declared victory, and we'll see if it will continue that way, or we'll have a re-emergence of the RSF again. But for now, we're going to leave it here. And for now, Jazakallah so much for giving us your time. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
There
you.
you go. That was Hassan Abdelrahman coming to you live from the United Arab Emirates, and yeah, just giving us insight on the breaking news coming out of Sudan. The Sudanese army there mentioning just a few days ago that Khartoum is free at last, and they've declared a victory in a very, very strategic and important region of Sudan, which is Khartoum. So yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely be giving you the latest on that because Sudan does demand our attention. It's the biggest humanitarian crisis on the continent at this given point, and we're just not giving as much attention as it needs. Granted, there's a lot happening in the world, but Sudan is right up there. It is right up there with what we consider a lot happening in the world. So yeah, more eyes and ears on Sudan. And with that being said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be with you after this.